podcast. My name is Pastor Chris, and we're here with Fresh Dew. And we've been on a particular topic, and I want us to run with it. We'll be looking at the story of Jabez. Then we'll look at that of blind Bartimaeus. Two stories, but we're looking at what happened to them. And with the title, When Trouble Names You. And this is where we are. We have looked at Jabez a bit and we wanted to have an extra with the prayer that he prayed. We had seen the dysfunctional environment in which he was brought in. And here we are beginning to see that he rebelled against it, he fought against it. Read with me. Let's go 1 Corinthians 4, verse 9. And Jabez was more honorable than his brethren, and his mother called his name Jabez, saying, Because I bear him in sorrow. And Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, Oh, that thou wouldest bless me indeed, and enlarge my coast, and that thy hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me. And God granted him that which he requested. Now, he had a dysfunctional environment, but he needed change. He needed change desperately. Things would not remain the same. He needed a clear, definite change. And the Bible said he went to the God of the covenant. That's the God of Israel. And he invoked the God of the covenant. Said, I need your help. And he approached it in 4 ways. And that's something you need to understand about prayer. One has to be quite intelligent in approaching God. There are times we cry, and many times our cry and our prayer is limited. Why? Because at times it's just knee-jerk. Yeah, there are situations that require some knee-jerk, sudden crisis. But there are certain situations where you need to sit down and carefully look at your prayer point critically, then approach God with it. And Jabez did that. He had 4 prayer points, and all of them distinct. If you didn't do some study, you think that you just had 1 prayer point. No, you had 4. The first prayer point, he said, and Jabez called on the God of Israel, said, Oh, that thou would bless me indeed. In looking at it, I was initially stunned in studying it. I realized that the word bless and indeed is the same thing in the Hebrew. He was basically repeating himself. The word bless said, bless me, bless. So he was actually insisting on the blessing. He was saying, God, I need blessing, but I really do need more than just a blessing. You really have to hit me with a deeper blessing. I need a double dose of it. I don't just need a single dose of it. I need a double dose of it. One thing I've come to realize is that the environment that you are coming from, the situation you are coming from, many times will determine how far you move. There are many times a lot of us are coming from a place of great deprivation. So when we want something, we don't want it small, we want it big. You desire that big. You can't be satisfied with a little. It's like someone that is very thirsty, very, very thirsty. When he wants to drink water, he doesn't go for a sip, he goes for a gulp. If you give him a chance, he will go for the whole bottle. He will throw the whole bottle into his tummy immediately because he's that thirsty. He will go for a gulp, a big gulp. A big gulp. And that's what Jabez desired of God. God, I will need a big gulp of blessing. And also, not just something small. Bless me indeed. And like I said, it's a double word. Bless me, bless me. I need a double blessing. I need a super blessing. He cried for something awesome. He cried for something mighty. And there's something I've come to see through our scripture. If you approach God with a prayer point, he will never tell you you have asked too much. You can't be greedy when you approach God. If you're with man, God can say you are greedy. But if it's from God you are desiring, God will never tell you are greedy. If it's from the Most High God, you are not greedy. The store is open. The store is big enough. Scripture says that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly, above all you ask or think, above all you ask or imagine. So regardless of the depth of your imagination, however big it is, God that we serve is able to exceed it. So approach God with no limits. Come thirsty, come hungry, come with a big gulp, and swallow as much as you can. Then he asked, enlarge my coast. Enlarge my coast. That word can also mean in the original, increase my land. Increase my land. I need my land increased. And if you understand, in Israel, land can actually be a bit static because their land is is divided into clans. They are tribes. So you have a static land, or you can get somebody else's land, but it's only for a short time. At the year of Jubilee, that land reverts back. But he was asked to increase my land. So he's saying that this particular resource that I know that is a critical source of production, you know, that normally does not increase. I want it increased. I want mine increased. I want mine increased. So God, do for me the impossible. I don't just want you to bless me indeed, but I want you to do for me the impossible. That which people don't think can be done, do it for me. I need the impossible blessing. My situation needs the possible blessing. Basically, what Jabez was saying is this: to wipe off my shame so that people will look at me, even when they call the name Jabez, they cannot associate it with sorrow. I need you to increase my land. I need you to do the impossible with me. God can get you a blessing that will wipe off all the years of sorrow. And when you describe your time of pain, your time of difficulty, your present situation will not point out, will not resonate at all with it. Why? Because God has wiped off your past by his blessing. God has wiped off your past by increasing your land. So he was saying, God, increase my land. I need an increase of land. He said, remember the first thing he asked was, bless me indeed. I need a double blessing. Then increase my land. I need that which cannot be done. I need that which seems difficult before men, before my tribe. Give me something greater than Israel can do. Then he asks for the third thing, your hand will be with me. I need your hand to be with me. Now, this one is also strategic. Each of his prayer points is strategic. He was asking basically, Lord, I need your presence to be with me. The hand of God talks about the presence of God. And that presence of God is a guarantee of victory. Is a guarantee of victory. The hand of God, the backing of God, the power of God, the presence of God. He said, I need your power to be with me, and I need your hand to be with me. It was basically asking, say, God, I want you to be with me. The first blessings can come, and situations will come, and they will no more be there anymore. People can get blessed, they lose their blessings. But if the hand of God be with you, regardless of the circumstance, you always come on top. Regardless of the challenge, you always come on top. So the hand of God is a guarantee of continual victory. The hand of God being with you is a guarantee of continual victory. So notice, he said, I want a blessing. I want a double blessing. I want you to do the impossible for me. But I don't want it to be temporal. I don't want it to be temporal. I don't want to get old and say, oh, there was a time he had it. There was a time he had it. I said, I want it to be continual. I want your hand to be with me. I want your hand to be with me. I want your power to back me up. The hand of God talks about the power of God. It also refers to the presence of God. I want your presence to be with me on a constant basis so that it becomes a guarantee of victory. Then he had his final prayer point. He said, keep evil from me. Keep evil from me. He said, I've seen evil. I don't want to see it again. Keep evil from me. Just keep it away. The Lord's Prayer, the Lord said we should pray that he should not lead us into temptation. You can actually request, I don't want to see evil. Jabez cried, said, I don't want to see evil. I've seen enough for a lifetime, and I don't want to see it again. And guess what? God granted the prayer. The Lord will grant your own prayer. The Lord will meet you at your point of need. One of the things that be bold to ask, be bold to desire, be bold to say, Lord, I need you. I need your impact. I need you to meet me at this point of need. Boldly ask, boldly declare. Don't be ashamed. Don't be timid. Approach your Father and demand that which you want. And he will meet you at your point of need. You may need to be patient, but it will come to pass. It will manifest. The Lord will meet you at a point of need. God bless you. I love you. See you tomorrow.